Whereas they are saying, if you pray, then this will happen. And if you keep a fast, then, that will happen. And if you go on this pilgrimage, then God knows, maybe your daughter might become a doctor even. They are holding out all these false promises, which are very attractive. And we are not able to actually explain to the people who need to be part of the struggle and lead it the most, why they should be the struggle and what they should be struggling for. I think this is something that's very important. And all of us have a responsibility to change this. We have to change the situation. You're talking about texts. And that's why I asked, when this puja, whatever is Bhagavatam is held, do the SC and ST students also go to listen to it? I'm sure they do. Because who are the people in North India who are paying Brahmins to come and recite the Ramcharitmanas every day in some village or the other? What is Ramcharitmanas? Ek wo ladka tha yahan Meerut ka. Kahan gaya? He's gone. Okay. Anybody else from North India? Anyway. So Ramcharitmanas is a popular rendition of the Ramayana in kind of colloquial Hindi. And it's a very interesting book. There's some great poetry in the book. But when I joined the Communist Party, I was told by my leaders, one of them, that you read this if you want to understand Uttar Pradesh. So I bought it from the Gita Press and I started reading it. I read about 80, 90 pages. And then I went to that comrade and I said, it's a very funny book. He said, why? Aren't you enjoying it? I said, yes, some parts I enjoy. But it's supposed to be the story of Ram and Sita. But every verse is saying worship Brahmins, wash their feet, give them cows, give them jewels, give them land, they are the gods, worship them. What is this? He said, that's the real book. Ram and Sita are just the ice cream. The real book is that. Because he was writing it at the time of Kabir. So it was a counter to Kabir and Ravidas, the Ramcharitmanas. But most unfortunately, the people who are being abused in that book are paying Brahmins to recite it every day in their village home. So this is the effect of ideology. This is the effect of what you can call alien or oppressive or exploitative ideology. This is what we have to fight. And we can't fight it only with boring speeches. We can't fight it only with weeping and wailing and saying how terrible it is. Fate has been very unkind to us. We can't fight it only with going on, fact-finding missions and giving reports. We have to fight it by actually going out there and organizing. And that's something that all of us have to do. We can only save these institutions of excellence as places for institutions of excellence for everybody if we save what's happening in society also. The two things are very much interlinked. We can't separate one from the other. Many intellectuals do try to separate one from the other, and that's why we say they're living in an ivory tower. It is unreal. So let's get real. Let's get into the real world. It's a very, very big battle that we have to fight. It's a battle that we have to fight for ourselves, for our own liberation, but it is linked to a much bigger fight of social liberation. Thank you all very much.
Comrades, Comrade Mirdula, leader of SFI, will honor Comrade Subhashini Ali.
Glad you felicitate us after hearing us. If you don't like what we say, then we won't get it.
Yes. Comrade, friends, I think we have now Dr. Thorat will clarify certain things. After Thorat, the resolution would be adopted here. So now I request Dr. Thorat to clarify the doubts raised by the participants.
Well, thank you. There were many comments and some issues were raised. I just noted them down, so I will sort of respond to them and see if I can answer. Yes, one of the comments was that the appointment of the teachers are made on contractual basis and thereby it results into de-reservation. So that is one of the strategies used by education institution not to give space to the scheduled caste teachers particularly. Yes, that's the problem, and in many states those who are employed on contract basis do not get reservation. But in some of the states, because of the struggle, even there is a reservation on contract, person based on contract also. In Maharashtra, for example, there is a reservation. So you should try to make this demand. But the larger question is that entire private sector is excluded from reservation. That is the major problem. Of the total regular salaried worker in this country, regular salaried worker, I am taking out casual, I am taking out farmer and entrepreneurs, regular salaried worker, 80% are in private sector, 20% in public sector. So 80% is just out. And the discrimination in private sector is rampant. Our recent book has come now, Scheduled Caste and Labour Market Discrimination in Employment and its Impact on Poverty, me, Madheshwaran and Vani from ISAC, Institute of Social and Economic Change, Bangalore. The difference in the employment rate between the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, 75% difference is because of discrimination. Equally qualified scheduled castes are not higher. Preference goes to the people of their own caste. So I think the issue of and discrimination in business, there is a book by one more author. So I think the issue of discrimination in private sector, reservation in private sector is very, very important. Somebody raised, how do we implement equal opportunity office and the anti-discrimination office? That's very easy. Very, very easy. You have to just take. I think one of the issues should be in your demand, because the regulation of UGC 2012 requires that every educational institution set up a equal opportunities cell other than the SC/ST cell. An anti-discriminatory officer, what you have to do is to ask, demand and struggle. They will certainly set up, but on their own they won't. They are not going to do anything. Now there are other issues that crop up. Everyday experience, yes, I think that is the major thing. Everyday experience of discrimination came out in the study, in the surveys by the IIT Mumbai. You should also undertake surveys here in IIT Madras based on your day-to-day experience and bring it in public domain. Let the IIT Madras teacher and faculty knows that how scheduled caste students face discrimination, because the first thing that they do is to deny discrimination. So I think you should bring out that. Certainly, yeah. Well, there are other things which I think I should avoid. The Brahmanization of higher education campuses. I think Shivasini Hari has already mentioned that even education institutions are being taking over now the Brahmanical culture. I won't use Hinduism or Hindu culture. Hinduism include those who are in favor of caste, that is Brahmanism, but those who are against. Now Baswa is also a part of Hinduism. Kabir is included. All the Bhakti poet and Bhakti social movement are included in the larger concept of Hinduism. Narayan Guru is included in larger concept. Periyar is included in larger concept of Hinduism. Periyar didn't convert it to Buddhism after although Ambedkar pursued him. So he remained a part of larger Hindu culture. So what is happening is not Hinduism. Hinduism also includes in the constitution Sikhism, Jainism. But what is being promoted? Not Sikhism, not Jainism, not Periyar, not Kabir. What is being promoted is a core Brahmanical ideology. So you must understand that. There is a religious philosophy of Brahmanism. God exists. You have to pray to the God, perform rituals, and priesthood is in the hand of the Brahmin. with certain amount of fees, because that's an occupation. There is a karma siddhanta, there is a rebirth, theory of rebirth, there is the existence of soul. That is the religious philosophy. But there is also a social philosophy of caste system. That is Brahmanism and Vaidism and Manusmriti. That is not Sikhism, that is not Jainism, that is not Kabir, that is not Periyar. So very intelligently, in order to get involved, OBC and scheduled caste and other, they are using this larger concept of Hinduism, and I think Lalmani Joshi, a very renowned scholar, has brought out these differentiations. And they are contradictory to each other. And that is why there are several people, they fall prey. The entire movement of Brahmanism is led by the Dalit and the OBCs. Is it not a ingenuity of the Brahmin scholarship that even OBC and Dalit, who are victim of the Brahminical ideology, are coming in support of Brahminical ideology, isn't it? The law minister who is going to bring this, all these, who is law minister? Recently brought in. But there is also a historical past. Valmiki is supposed to have written Ramayana, which different caste system. Valmiki was Dalit. Gita is supposed to have been written by Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was OBC. But that is how it has been brought. All Puranas are written by Vyasa, who was a non-Brahmin. This is the achievement of the ingenious Brahmanical scholarship, that you pursue the people, those who are victim of the same ideology, to support the same ideology. So you have to be careful that when you are talking of Brahmanization, Hinduization of campuses in IITs, you should draw a distinction that it is a Brahmanization and not Hinduization. Okay, that was one is a little lengthy. Yes, I think the people talk about there is no cultural space. Very important. You feel isolated. In AIMS study, I have seen that the Dalit student, scheduled caste students say that they are not involved in the Pearls festival. They are involved, but they are not made a part of the cricket team. They are made a part of the kabaddi team or football team, but not the cricket team or many other cultural functions. So they feel on the sideline. So I think space for cultural space is not having cultural space is one of the way whereby the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are excluded. Well, these were some of the. I think one girl has made a very important point about OBC. That why do you oppose OBC reservation? Instead, you should say that increase the university and colleges and increase the number of the seats. By giving admission reservation to scheduled castes, a non-OBC high caste with the same mark are getting excluded from admission, while the OBCs are or a scheduled caste get it. There is a reason to be against OBC. I understand, but why do you oppose? You ask for more university, more increase in the seat, so that everybody gets it. But there is no reason why you should oppose OBC or a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. In order to get you the space, you ask for more university. That is what we did in when the OBC reservation came under the leadership of Arjun Singh. We increased the seat in Central University by 27%, faculty by 27%. That is how the agitation was calmed down. But no, because by giving education, you are coming in the market, competing us for job. That is the core is, don't encroach on my field. Bureaucracy should be in my hand. Education should be in my hand. You are encroaching in the occupation which are our occupation. You can find your own occupation. So I think she made a very important point. These were some of the points I think. There is also a tendency of denial of caste discrimination in institutions. Yes, there is a tendency. Even today, I mean, the teacher who was asked to recommend improvement in the reservation gave a recommendation exactly opposite to it. So what can you do? So therefore, the last point I'll make and stop it here is that discrimination persists and it will continue to persist. Let me tell you, because it has ideological base, religious base, and above all, it serves my material interest. That is the key thing that you must remember. And if somebody take my material interest, my job, my land, my business, they will oppose. So opposition will be there. The only way for you, I think, which Wasini Ali has said that very rightly, you have to fight. All the while, you have to be on your toes in the university. You should watch the administration, watch their policies, watch their step, and oppose it. That is the only solution. Otherwise, there is no way out. There will be very exceptionally very few high caste, upper caste who will on their own be very fair, give reservation and support. But large majority of them will not be. And so there constantly you have to unite, fight and get your share. I think that is the message of all this. Thank you.
Friends, now Devan from IIT Madras, Chindabad, he will move the resolution of the conference.
So can I move forward with the resolution? Resolution to ensure casteless campus and demanding Rohit Act. The special convention on these issues of students of opera sections in IITs and central universities, which is in session at Chennai today, resolves to ensure casteless campus in all educational institutions in this country. There are disturbing reports about caste discriminations and violations of reservation norms in central educational institutes, which includes central universities, IITs, IIMs, IISc, ISERs, AIMS, NITs, SPAs, IIITs, NIPERs, NIDs, ISIs, etc. The special convention notes the following with concern. During the last 5 years, 61 suicides of students belonging to SC/ST were reported. 33 student suicides in IITs, 24 in NITs and 4 in IIMs. There are reports that students of opera sections are undergoing undue pressure and stress due to caste discrimination in the campuses. Violation of reservations in central education institutes, Reservation in Admissions 2006 Act and Reservation in Central Education Institutes, Reservation in Teachers Cadre 2019 Act makes representation of SC/STs both in admissions of students and faculty recruitment much below the levels of mandated percentages. In PhD admissions, the representation of SCs/STs are less than 10% and less than 3% respectively in 2021, while mandated levels are 15% and 7.5%. Even much touted mission mode faculty recruitment from September 5, 2021 to September 4, 2022 failed to fill up backlog vacancies. In 18 central universities, no OBC, SC, ST vacancy was filled up in the above drive. Functioning of SC/ST cells are far from satisfactory. 21 central educational institutions do not have SC/ST cells. Even where SC/ST cells are there, they are not functional. Most of them are not provided with rooms and web pages. Unless these committees are functional, monitoring of reservation cannot be done. Equal opportunity cells are not formed and not functional where they exist, and issues of caste discriminations are not addressed properly. The representation of SC/ST students in various committees such as the Internal Complaints Committee, CCASH, governing bodies of the institutes, anti-ragging cell, grievance redressal cell, wellness centers, etc. is very dismal. The functioning of ICCs against sexual harassment is also not in tune with the guidelines laid out. There is no congenial atmosphere within the campus and sensitization among students on the question of social discrimination. A total of 25,593 students from the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, other backward classes and minority groups have dropped out of the central universities and the IITs over the last 5 years. The special convention participated by students from CEIs and other students deliberated seriously on the above issues and placed following remedial measures. 1. Strict implementation of both 2006 and 2019 Acts governed reservation in student admission and faculty recruitment. Rosters should be placed in public domain. Fixed cadre strength is to be prescribed. Cadre-wise rosters to be prepared. Backlog vacancies have to be declared in the notification itself issued for the recruitment. Action has to be initiated against authorities for violation of reservation norms. Special drive for backlog vacancies have to be conducted. Non-selection of SC, ST, OBC candidates despite availability of backlog vacancies is to be seriously viewed, and each case has to be subjected to scrutiny by the suitable mechanism. Reservation in recruitment of non-teaching staff also to be ensured in letter and spirit. Formation of SC/ST cells have to be ensured in all CEIs for monitoring the implementation of reservations. Second, equal opportunity cells have to be formed and made functional, on which the details to be put in public domain through website of institution concerned. Infrastructure has to be provided and separate web page to be created for receipt of complaints and reporting progress on them. Third, Ministry of Education has to evolve a policy to ensure the representation of members from oppressed sections in all the committees in campus. Fourth, conscious efforts to create a congenial atmosphere for students and staff from oppressed sections are to be undertaken. The institutes must take appropriate actions to prevent caste bias among both students and teachers, and sensitization programs have to be planned. Measures such as democratic engagement and personalized remedial assistance are to be ensured for students of oppressed sections of the society. Fifth, representation is to be ensured in all the committees or cells in the campus, and proper policy framework is to be evolved. Sixth, implementation of UGC Equity Regulations 2012 to be ensured in letter and spirit. This special convention makes fervent appeal to all democratic sections of the society to raise their voice in support of casteless campus in higher educational institutions of this country, and urge the Union Government of India to ensure social justice for the students, teachers belonging to the oppressed sections of the society. Rohit Act is to be enacted, taking all the issues into consideration comprehensively. The special convention organized by Tamil Nadu Untouchability Eradication Front, an affiliate of DSMM, and organizations attending the convention, that is SFI, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Chintabar, ASACUTN and APSC, resolved to take up issues of social discrimination in higher educational institutions through all organizational and legal means to ensure safer atmosphere with equity and dignity for the students of oppressed sections.
But I would like to propose that maybe Tamil Nadu, a group of lawyers, maybe assistant rules, advice or whatever, can be set up to prepare a draft of such a law. Otherwise, you will simply be passing this resolution every time we meet that we must have such a law. But the draft for such a law also is our responsibility. So if we can get some lawyers who are capable of this, then that can be done in Chennai. That is my suggestion.
I have two suggestions. One is I think you go beyond the central universities and IIT, say education sector, include the state universities, also the colleges. So otherwise it will be. In any case, you have the emphasis on central universities and IIT, but also say education sector as a whole, state university and the colleges. As far as the Rohit Vemula Act is concerned, my suggestion would be pragmatically what you can say. The regulation 2013, 2012, they should be, they are regulation, they should be converted into the act. And you can call Vemula Act, I don't have a problem with that. You can call it Vemula Act, but it will be easy that convert that regulation into an act declaring discrimination a criminal offense.
Shall we adopt the resolution taking into account the advices given by Dr. Thorat and Comrade Subhasini? I seek the approval of this House. Any other suggestion? Okay. I declare that resolution is adopted. Vote of thanks by Comrade G. Anand, President of TNUF Chandrachan. friends and leaders on the dais. This special convention on issues of social discrimination and violation of reservation norms in central universities and IITs is coming to an end. This convention is a very huge success with participation of more than 200 students from IIT, central universities and Puducherry University. In fact, when we started organizing for this convention, our estimate was only 150, but the response was very good, and the convention is a very high success of this convention is the participation of the students. So we thank the students first, and we also take this opportunity to thank Sri Sukhdev Thorat, the former chairman of UG, who came all along from Nagpur for attending this special convention. And we thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful presentation you gave us. The presentation was very comprehensive, and it gave a lot of insights for us to how to look after the issues of discrimination in IITs and central universities. And we also take this opportunity to thank Comrade Subhashini Ali, the leader of DSMM, who came from Delhi to participate in this convention. Thank you, Comrade Subhashini Ali. Really, we will be benefited, for Chennai Tamil Nadu comrades will be benefited by your wonderful presentation and your summing up of the entire issues, gamut of issues for the IIT students and Central University students. So we thank Comrade Samuel Raj for the presidential address in the morning, and we also thank the President of South Chennai, Comrade Lenin, who was also instrumental in organizing this seminar. And we thank the coordinator, Deputy General Secretary, Comrade K. Swaminathan of Tamil Nadu UAF, who took a lot of pains in organizing this entire program, entire seminar. And we also thank Sri Aswin Dev of Chintabad for introduction of the concept paper. And we thank Arvind Swami, the President of Students Federation of India, Tamil Nadu. Srimati Radhika Vimla could not participate in spite of her assurance to participate in the meeting. She could not participate because of her ill health. She was in Chennai yesterday for another program. So, but suddenly she fell ill, so she could not participate in the. She did not attend the program also because of her ill health. So Srimati Radhika Vimla was not here. And we thank K. Swaminathan, the founding member of Ambedkar Periyar Study Circle, IITM. Sri Praveen Kumar, Secretary of SFI, Puducherry, for giving their views about the social activities. We also thank our extinguished academician, Dr. Venkatesh Atharaya, who was with us since morning and guided us for this success of this convention. We also thank S.K. Magendran, former MLA. We thank TNU President, Comrade T. Chellakannu, for the guidance of for this convention. We also thank the leaders of TNF, Comrade Suganti, Comrade Selvam, Comrade Saravanan, Comrade Mogana, Comrade Janagiraman, Comrade Veni, Comrade Manigandan, and Comrade Madhiyaragan. Our special thanks goes to the leaders of SFI Chennai, Students Federation of India Chennai, Comrade Bharati, Comrade Burdulla, and Comrade Nitish. We also thank the Sri Justice Sandru, retired Justice Sandru, who came all along to participate in this convention for a brief time. So we thank Comrade Justice Sandru. We also thank two distinguished fellows, comrades who are present here in this convention. Sri Ramalingam, retired regional manager of Oriental Insurance Company, and Sri Murugan, senior divisional manager of Oriental Insurance Company, who contributed for the success of this convention. And we thank the students of IIT, the Central University Thiruvarur students, the Puducherry University students, and the Chennai SFI chapter comrades. Both Central and South Chennai and North Chennai have contributed a lot for this success of this convention. We also thank TNF, Tamil Nadu Untouchable Education Front, Central Chennai, South Chennai, for organizing this convention in a befitting manner. And we also thank All India Insurance Employees Association, who contributed a lot for this success of these conventions. Thanks a lot, and with this we come to end. Thank you.
Yes. Tea is available outside, so you can take tea.